So today I want to tackle a topic that is going to potentially be controversial, right? It's more than likely going to ruffle some feathers. And I'm quite sure that this is going to be an unpopular opinion. But the truth of the matter is we've got to talk about it. It is crucial that we talk about it. And what am I talking about? I am talking about why keeping a job while building your business may be the very best thing that you absolutely do for yourself to actually prevent burnout. And it is so critical to your success in life and in business that you make sure that you are taking care of you holistically. Now, I understand that this is going to be a candid and courageous conversation, and a lot of coaches and consultants are not out here saying this, right? Like we're hearing the opposite in these internet streets. So I'm going to be one of those ones who actually, just like I always do, just tell it like a TI is, okay? We're going to get to it straight, no chaser, and we're going to talk about it because I know it is a different narrative pushed out in the societal streets, right? And I understand that you might be feeling pressured right now in pursuit of your entrepreneurial dreams, that you need to leave that job. And in full transparency, that is a lot of what I talk about here on my channel, right? I talk about helping you leave a toxic job. I talk to you about leaving a hostile work environment. I talk about helping you leave a job that no longer serves you in pursuit of your dreams, because one of my core values is and will always be freedom, okay? Freedom. But as a business coach, as a holistic business coach and an RN health and wellness educator, my obligation to you and my responsibility, if I'm going to be a responsible coach, okay, is to make sure that I am painting the full picture here and that I'm not, talking about some false narrative or, pipe dreams or fantasies and, smoke in the mirror type conversations. I want to tell you the truth of what it is, especially if you hadn't made it over here to the other side yet, or perhaps you have and you got a little taste of what it feels like. So if right now you are actually working a job and building your business on the side, so you are a parallelpreneur because you're doing both simultaneously plus everything life in between, that can be one of the most challenging predicaments to be in. If you are someone who has left the workforce and you are now working full-time or even part-time in your business, maybe it ain't working out so well. One thing I don't want you to be ever is a strugglepreneur, okay? You can be a mompreneur, you could be a parallelpreneur, you can be a full-time entrepreneur, you can be a lot of different types of preneurs, but I don't ever want you to be a strugglepreneur. Now, here's the truth, okay? It is not my ministry to help women stay in a job when I am promoting true freedom, flexibility, and fulfillment. When I am addressing your underlying issues and getting to the core of what's really going on, oftentimes what I hear, and most of the women I work with and the women that I'm surrounded by in these conversations that I'm having in my different circles and networks and so forth, and just if you do your research, you will find that there is a large population of people, women in particular, and my generation even more so, which are the Gen Xers and a few baby boomers as well, but mostly the Gen Xers and some of the older millennials as well, are very unhappy at their jobs, right? They're not happy with their current situation. But what's worse is when you leave that job and only to find how challenging it is to actually not necessarily start a business, because that is really the easy part, but sustaining a successful business, setting yourself up to scale a business, to grow a business, that is where the challenges come in. And it only compounds those challenges when you are absolutely someone who is not only running, like I said, your business, but you're also challenged with maintaining everything that's within your household, maintaining your relationship or your marriage, right? You're making sure that you may be taking care of aging parents. Perhaps you are, having a child, an adult child who needs your support, or maybe they have some sort of crisis that's going on temporarily that you need to help them with. Maybe you yourself is having some temporary setbacks, and you're working in a full-time demanding corporate career. That is no game. That is no fun, okay? So, like I said, that only compounds your challenges, right? So we have to tell the truth. We have to speak about this out loud, because there's a lot of shame and guilt around people who have left the workforce, went into business full time, thought it was going to be easy because that is the dream that you're sold, right? And I'm going to be one of the first to tell you that it is not easy. It is absolutely not easy. In fact, entrepreneurship, business ownership is one of the hardest things you will ever have to do in life. Trust and believe. You will work harder for yourself than you have ever worked for anyone else. There is truth to there being a shorter route to success. Oftentimes I refer to that as a business coach. And then there are some other options too, right? When you make the right investments. However, there is no truth to there being an overnight success story. Now, yes, there are people who have successes a lot sooner than other people, but that doesn't mean that their success came overnight, because you don't know what their journey has been like. We don't know what their story is, right? Unless they share it. And not everybody is publicly sharing their story, because people are okay with talking about the public successes, but not so much talking about their private failures. Nobody is necessarily, or I shouldn't say nobody, but there aren't a lot of people who are willing to tell you about how late, them staying up late at night and waking up early mornings to grind it out, right? Burning both ends of the candlestick, as they say. Nobody is telling you how they have had marital issues, or how their marriage was on the brink. The long-term commitment in their relationship was going downhill, right? Nobody tells you the issues that they might be having in their other personal relationships, or how much of a struggle it's been for them in their jobs to try to balance both without burnout. Nobody is necessarily talking about how their own health is declining while they are in pursuit of their dreams and happiness. The whole point here is that we want to embrace ease. And it would be irresponsible of me, as in my role in particular, when I am all about anti-stress and struggle, okay, let's say no to that, and pro-health and happiness. I'm all about that life. And I'm also about embracing ease. And the only way you can do that is if you are not putting yourself in a predicament where you are struggling to keep the lights on, or to keep food in your fridge, or to keep the bills paid, the mortgage, keep a roof over your head, to take care of your family, right? To provide for your household, to maintain your livelihood. And so I am saying all that to say that there is no shame in that, hun. And don't let anybody, I don't care what they're pushing out here in these societal streets, don't let nobody tell you otherwise. I myself, in full transparency, and I have shared this many a times on my different social media platforms, and I'll share it briefly again. I have had to go back to a job. I have had to go back in the workforce in the 8-year tenure of my business career, okay? And this particular online coaching and consulting business. And really for a number of reasons, by the way, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. If you are having a slow season or a dry season in business, and some of our dry seasons last a long time, a long time, right? Longer than we care to admit. But also the landscape of social media has changed. Also, consumers are more savvy, and their needs have changed, right? The urgency is there, but you've got to approach things in a different way than what it used to be when I first started out in this online space. It's a number of reasons, right, why things have changed, but sometimes, listen, you just got to do what you got to do. I mean, you don't want to be homeless, right? Not to say that you necessarily would be if you have a strong support system, but you very well could be, depending on if you may be lacking in that area. All I'm saying is this. It is not my ministry to tell you necessarily how to stay in a job, because that is not what I teach women how to do. I teach you how to leave a exit, create an exit plan, like strategize an exit plan of how to get out of that job. Again, a toxic job, a hostile work environment, because I do not condone that. I would not ever, ever, ever advise anyone to stay in a really bad situation that is toxic, that is harmful to your health, that is compromising your happiness, that is sacrificing your soul and your sanity. We're not in that business, okay? We are about making sure that we prioritize your health, your healing, and your happiness. That's the work I do. But again, and so I'm helping you get out of those situations, or just again, it may not be that, it just may be a job that no longer serves you, or long career that no longer serves you, and you are just over the corporate grind. You're ready to get out. You're done with everything corporate comes with. That's what I'm helping you do. Exit out of that and start, sustain, and set up to scale to grow up an aligned, operative word, aligned and profitable brand and business while prioritizing your health, healing, and happiness. Understand that. I'm about freedom, again, right? Core value. However, I'm never going to tell you to not do what's right for you and your situation, because I don't have to live in your household. I'm not taking care of you. At the end of the day, no coach and consultant or colleagues or people you work with in the corporate environment, your coworkers, family members, friends, nobody's paying your bills. Nobody is paying for that roof to stay over your head. Nobody is putting food in your fridge. Nobody is paying your car note. Nobody is taking care of your aging parents in whatever they're going through, or your adult children or college children. Nobody's doing any of that for you. Nobody is coming to save you. So you've got to do what it takes to save yourself. Okay, so again, I know this might be like an unpopular opinion, or maybe it's not necessarily that it is an unpopular opinion, but we just don't talk about it enough. Well, this is that video today, because I think it is a crucial conversation to have, because I do believe that you should use your your employer as your silent investor to fund your dream business. And they would be none the wiser, because you ain't got to tell nobody, and you shouldn't tell anybody that this is what you're doing, because you really can't trust anybody, right? You think you know people until you realize you don't, okay? And you don't want to be looking in hindsight like, wow, I really thought I could trust this individual, and no, right? So now people are going to be nosy, and they're going to pry, and they might have heard a little rumor here or there, a little whisper here and there, a little birdie told them something or whatever. Let them talk, let them think, let them ask you, and I still would not share with them, because you just never know, and you don't want to compromise your situation even further, right? But again, so I say all that to say, look, sis, nobody has the right to tell you what's right for you. Do what you have to do, and to be quite honest, you don't even have to go. And I want to say this first. Some people actually love their jobs. They love corporate. They love the work they do. They love the people they work with. They love the projects they work on. They love the structure and their job descriptions. They love their bosses. They're passionate about whatever their field is, and that is fine. Some people I have worked with have no intentions of ever leaving, because they want the best of both worlds. Some people decide, you know what, I do need the extra income. I do need to supplement my income I'm making in business, because I'm not making enough, or I'm having a slow start, or a slow season, or dry season. So I'm going to go work and do something extra, but I don't want to necessarily go back into the traditional role. That's an option too. That's something I've done for the longest time. Partially, my reasons have been, first of all, I'm a nurse, okay, and I've done a lot. I did a lot to get this nursing degree and all the other credentials behind my name. I've done a lot of schooling. I have a lot of education. I have the whole alphabet soup of credentials behind my name, okay? So the one thing I'm not going to do at this big old age is let that all go to waste. Okay, I did not do all that in vain. I did not neglect my own needs and some of the needs of my family and sacrifice all that I did to get here to be like, I don't need that degree or those degrees in this case. So I keep my nursing license active because I like to keep my skills sharp. I like to keep my clinical skills strong, and I got to do some CEUs and different things to keep my nursing license active. In fact, I have a multi-state license, and so I have more than one license that I got to keep up with. I'm not letting that go to waste. So for those reasons, I've always worked, if not in a W-2 position, it typically has been a 1099 position. So I'm an independent contractor, self-employed, so I still control my hours and I still have freedom, autonomy, flexibility, that independence that we're all searching for. So you can still feel in control and empowered while you're growing your business, right? But some people, they don't have a financial situation, like they don't have any struggles, and that might be you. Maybe you just really like what you do or love what you do, and you still want the best of both worlds, and that's fine too. Keep your cushy corporate career and grow your business. I know someone who's doing it right now just for the sake of her nonprofit. So, we've all got our different pursuits and passions and purpose and all of that jazz. Whatever it is for you, just be okay with your decision to do what you have to do no matter what nobody out here is talking about. Because like I said, at the end of the day, and the day does have to end, you know the truth about what's going on behind your closed doors, and you don't have to air that out to anybody, okay? You just got to know what you got to know, and do what you got to do, Feel me? Okay? So I hope this blesses you today. Let me know in the comments if you've ever been in a conversation like this with someone, or a heated debate, because I know this is a heated debate because I've been in them, right? I've had this conversation a number of times, but I do strongly suggest to keep that job until you're able, if your ultimate goal is to pursue your entrepreneurial dreams, and you just need to make enough money to replace your income, especially if you're a high income earner like I was, right? In the corporate arena, I was a high six-figure salary earner. So I needed to make enough. I didn't necessarily have to make as much money, in my business as much as I was making in corporate at the beginning, because I could still maintain my livelihood comfortably. But that has to be a decision that you make, because I don't know what lifestyle you like to live, and maybe you don't want to deprive yourself, and maybe you don't want to keep decreasing expenses, and maybe you still want to do some nice things and have some luxury items and all of that jazz, and that's okay too. So let me know if you've been in a situation like this or a conversation like this. Was there some controversy around it? Did people around you agree? How do you feel about what I've said to you right now in this video today? Like, let me know. Give me some feedback and let me know how you feel about this. Are you in this situation right now where you are still working a job and growing your business on the side, or you left your job and now you're considering going back, or maybe you're working part-time? Let me know what your current situation is right now. I'm going to tune out while you tune in. Make sure you watch the next video that YouTube recommends, okay? As always, and until next time, I am wholeheartedly in this journey with you. Bye for now.